What's up with it, y'all? It's your boy Baby Lungs. We back at it again with another episode to come up. We got For Life, our Raider story. The squad in here. We're gonna let them introduce themselves, get to know them a little bit better. But we'll start off with Thor and let him tell them about himself, and then we'll get to it.
What's up, baby? What's up, Raider Nation? For Life, our Raider story. All good. Been a Raider fan, born and raised my whole life. My grandmother raised me as a Raider fan, and I'm always be a Raider fan. Much love to all y'all out there.
Yes, sir.
All right, my name is Angela. I also go by Spicy Raider Girl. I'm a Raider fan because of my grandmother. She actually worked for the organization, so kind of I had no choice. Not that there was a better choice to make. But.
Nice.
And I'm Anna D. Go by Moon, Mother Moon. All friends call me Moon. If you know me, you love me. I love you back, and you can call me Moon. I was born here in Oakland, right at Highland. So I lived right down the street. Just hung out. This is my hometown, my stomping ground. I don't know any other, silver and black. Her grandmother, she mentioned, my mother. It's always been a Raider family. So it's decades now.
Nice. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. And I guess I'll introduce myself. Y'all know me as Baby Lungs, but I'm Raider Game Dave today. Like I was telling them, I was putting on all my gear this morning, getting everything ready, and I was juiced. I felt like I was going to the game. So I appreciate y'all once again. Thank y'all. We all took a shot together. My shit's gone already, but here goes
In-house tailgate right here.
But y'all answered my first question. I was going to ask, like, what kind of household you grew up in. Was it all Raider fans? You guys kind of covered that already.
Yeah.
Because me personally, I had a Niner fan, 2 Niner fans, and a Cowboy fan in my house. So when I came through repping the Raiders, they was just like, I heard everything. You know what I'm saying?
But you stuck with it.
Yeah, I stuck with it for sure. I wasn't gonna let that go. I remember my first game when they came back when I was 8 years old. I was sitting up at the top. You know them little green boxes at the top?
Yeah.
I was sitting way up there, and it was like the best experience I ever had.
Hell yeah.
Until I grew up and made it down to the field, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then that was, a whole
Those
different
old school press boxes.
Yeah.
Was the press in the box at the time?
Yeah, at that time they were literally like big
there.
cameras sticking out and all this stuff. Yeah.
I loved it up there.
Yeah, I kind of still do like that angle because you can see
the whole
everything.
Field. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of why I like that angle up there. So let's get into it. Like how you guys started this For Life, our Raider story. Just how it created.
Yeah, I mean, it happened organically. We were all just sitting at a bar at Ace Fan Fest and just, talking about the Raiders, talking about the A's, Oakland, Coliseum, the whole thing. And then, we realized that the discussion we were having with each other, everyone would ask us, or ask me all the time, like, are you still going to be a Raider fan? Will you still be a season ticket holder? Will you travel to games? Just all this kind of stuff.
We all got asked that.
Yeah, we all got asked that. So we figured, obviously people are interested in this, and we still get asked all the time. So, and we were literally at a round table. So I thought, we should, film this and just start a channel and get our story out there. And Thor was super down.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, what are you doing next weekend?
It happened.
Yeah, it happened really quickly, and we started doing it, filming right away. So.
Well, that's good. Well, we all appreciate you, all local Raider fans, because it's, like I said, we're all losing something very near to our heart, you know what I'm saying? So it's good to be able to keep in touch. You guys keep us all updated on what's going on. Like, answer a lot of the questions a lot of people have for us, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I felt kind of rocky at first about it, but I got that shit tatted on me. I got it in my blood, you feel me? Like, I'm a real Raider, you feel me?
Yeah. I think we're all that way. We just, we mentioned on some of our episodes, we needed people to understand and people to understand our point of view.
Exactly.
Facts.
We felt like we needed to be heard and not be hated on. Because they're leaving or have our loyalty second guessed or anything like that.
Right.
It's just that they need to understand where we're coming from. Or we wanted them to understand where we were coming from.
That time is the big thing because it's like, you can't just, they were kind of expecting just to be like, oh, either like it or don't like it. Like,
instantly,
you know,
right.
Like, hold on, like, we gotta settle in for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Like, go look at the stadium, go do certain shit like that. But
They had about a year to marinate on it a little bit because there was little teas out there.
Yeah,
Whether they really
yeah.
or not, we'll
There
see.
was
Might
two
stay
last
in.
games in Oakland.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That definitely
That
helped.
helped. It
I
wasn't
ain't-
a quick breakup.
yeah, it was. I ain't gonna lie.
We had our
I made it
closure.
to every single game the last season. I was like, I'm not going to not miss one game this season
Yeah.
because that
That's
shit.
it.
And the last game was emotional. I ain't gonna lie.
Big time, big time.
I may have
big
cried
time.
Yeah, for sure.
twice. And then,
For sure, because just knowing that we wouldn't be able to experience that shit no more.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we go to Vegas and do it, it's not going to be the same
right.
out here.
And I think
Right.
some people thought it would be the same, but now looking at where the seats are and how far back it is and how they're selling the tickets, it's not going to be the same. There's not going to be all this black hole crazy stand up because you're going to have other people in there from all over.
Yeah, it's going to be more.
Maybe it'll grow to that,
It's
but-
going to be like more business people and shit
Yeah.
like that.
Well, that's the thing. I think the football is always going to be there, right? We can always go see the Raiders everywhere. I think the unique thing about Oakland was in the Coliseum is the group of fan base that got together, right? And I think I'll miss that more than anything.
Right.
That unique group of people will never be together again. Because we're going to travel to some games, you're going to travel to some games,
Yeah.
people are going to go, but it's never going to be like everyone as we knew it. And I think that's what I'll really miss the most.
No, for sure. And
Yeah.
do you know, are they even going to let people tailgate out there?
Yeah,
They say they are.
They are. They say
About a
they
mile
are. But,
away.
This is the thing I heard in
yeah.
Yeah.
and
A mile. Oh.
Well,
yeah, because they have in stadium parking, but and you can tailgate, I'm hearing, but the people that they're offering those spots to are like the luxury box owners. So
I don't
yeah,
even know the
technically
prices on that
they
shit.
can tailgate if they want, but if you
Well,
have a
why would they?
luxury box, you're
Yeah.
gonna go hang out in the luxury
They
box.
didn't even
Like,
tailgate in Oakland.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
drove in at
Yeah,
12:40
right,
and went
right.
right up there. Yeah.
so there's that kind of stipulation, so there's that.
Well, because it's Vegas. They don't want. They figure you bring all your own food and drinks, you're not going to be buying their shit. You feel
Right.
me? So
Right.
Right.
it's a business wise. I kind of think that the tailgates are not even going to be an option out there. You feel me?
I think they will to some point because I was with you at that at first. Like there ain't gonna be no real tailgate, and I still kind of know, but also I know the Raider people. Like she was saying, we're all saying like you have to understand how Raider people are, man. We Raiders,
Right.
like it's not. It is an Oakland thing, but it's a mentality kind of thing
Yeah.
too.
It's gonna-
And so Raider fans from other places, they've learned some of that Oakland mentality. So you bring it, it's just not going to be like right at the stadium. I
Yeah.
feel like it's going to be a lot of people out there doing our kind of Raider thing, our Oakland kind of thing, just our Raider thing, really,
Yeah.
at their own places, like at the house or at the Raider bar or
Yeah,
at
the casino.
it's not
or
going to
something.
be right at the. So it's
Yeah.
going to be pretty separated, like how it was here, where you could go to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 28,000 different tailgates of like cool ass people
Right.
shit that you knew, and that a lot of them you might not even know their name, but you've known them for years. I mean, our neighbors, the four brothers at the tailgate in Oakland, I knew them for years before I even knew their names. Like, and now we're like, I mean, seriously.
He just figured it out last season. No, I'm kidding.
No. I know a little before then. A little bit before then.
He was like, bye, what's your name?
Like the first couple of seasons, I just, it'd be hugs
Yeah.
and you didn't, like, it was just kind of like that. So.
And that's true because we know so many people.
Right, because there's
and you know
so
them, you know
many.
their names,
But
you don't
yeah,
know what they do.
that's what I
as
think
far as
will be
the
Right.
kind of
Outs-
different.
outside the parking lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That was
right.
another one I talked about on, like, that's one of the sad things at the end of the year. Like, it's a lot of people you might not, now that it's over, it's a lot of people you might never see again.
Yeah, it's true.
Period. And that's one thing that you said. I heard. I was watching one of your guys' interviews, and you said, you don't even see these motherfuckers for the whole off season. But as soon as the season starts, like you guys pick up right where you
Right,
left off.
right there,
Right
just
there.
bam.
beers,
Ah,
you feel me?
yeah.
And that's, to be real, like besides going and watching my team and only living one exit away, that's gonna be the real biggest, saddest thing. Like not being able to go mingle with everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we would get there early, like when gates open, if
Yeah,
not
for
earlier,
sure.
and we would watch the progression of the rows coming in, tarps going up, barbecues out. You know, just row after row, and that's not going to happen. We
No.
might have, you know, in Vegas, I'm thinking pop your trunk, you have a beer or something, but there's not going to be
Right.
the tents and the barbecue and the smells. There's
That'll be-
all-
hey, you know what?
Nothing like the smell of the smoke. Oh my god.
And you know what'd be tight as fuck? If all the Raider fans came together and opened like a drive-in movie theater type of shit where you'd be able to tailgate and just watch the game on a big ass TV.
That would be dope.
That would be dope as fuck.
That would be
That would
dope.
be dope. I was
We need-
actually kind of digressed, but I called the A's like yesterday or the day before when we got the
Yeah,
email,
Friday,
like your
Friday.
membership is, you can't use it because no fans, and they said we're looking into it.
Okay.
So you know, if the A's could do it, that could maybe segue into something.
Yeah, for sure.
However,
I
I
mean,
think that politics and that the Oakland will probably shut that down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
yeah, you're right. But I mean, at the end of the day, because there still is a fan base out here. Like a lot of people probably jumped off or whatever, but I ain't worried about them. But I'm saying like the
Right.
people that are still
Yeah,
straight
but
up,
not
but the
a
people
lot.
that are
Some.
still out here,
Yeah.
the people that are still here ready to. I know it would be a good attendance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, big time, for sure. Because a few people jumped off. A few. And you know
Right.
what? I'm not even mad at them.
Yeah.
I understand
They
totally.
might be back. Maybe
Totally.
it just hurts.
I understand. I feel they just couldn't take that. Like, maybe they never been through anything that brutal in their life, but
Yeah,
some
it
of
was-
us have been.
It was a
we're
big kick to the nuts. You feel me? I can't even lie.
Right. No, it was.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
at
Like-
first, it was big time kicking the nut. I don't mean just,
I mean, we
My
stuck
dad's
around.
too,
We
I
had,
don't have anybody felt for it.
yeah, no, we had.
I was feeling it.
Nah, straight up. But we had so many seasons where we were doing shit, like we were doing nothing.
Right.
Like winning
Forever.
maybe
Yeah.
3 games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We were still there.
still
The
there.
turnout never changed. You feel me?
Right,
Like
right.
that was one thing that I loved about being a Raider fan. Or I still do love about being a Raider fan. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like
Yeah,
it's just fucked up. Now we gotta hop on a plane.
I know.
You feel me? Or drive hella far.
Dude, that drive was brutal.
No.
I just drove.
Oh, no.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
That drive was brutal, bro. But, you know, with the COVID shit, you know, kind of scary getting on a plane sometimes, too.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I went to San Diego 2 weeks ago, and it was pretty scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just on the plane, you thinking like, out of all these motherfuckers in here, somebody gotta be
Somebody,
a little
yeah.
sick. You feel me?
Well, her and I, so we booked our flight for the home opener before the schedule was out because we had heard the leak, and we're like, you know what, we're gonna go anyway. Let's take the risk of purchasing, and if it doesn't happen, it's Southwest. We can just whatever, you know, it's Southwest.
Or still just go to Vegas.
Or go to Vegas, right.
Right.
So then we just booked a couple weeks ago Jet Suite X, which is like a 20-person semi-private jet that
Right.
flies out of a
Straight
private
to
hangar in Oakland from Oakland to Vegas. And so we actually canceled our Southwest flight and got the semi-private jet because for the reason you're saying, there's only going to be 18 other people besides us instead of, you know, a giant plane.
So we're out there.
trying to like
Get everybody organized. Hey, they just put this out. Let's all get on the plane together. We had a couple of takers, but that's the way to go. Let's keep it small.
Yeah,
it'll be
for sure.
fun. It'll be like a little road, not almost like a road trip in the sky.
Yeah.
Like let's get to the game that day, you know, kind of like we used to.
No,
No way.
that's real because that's really the smartest way because they all act like they were tripping on COVID-19, like wear your mask, all this, but then
Yeah.
you just shove 50 people inside of a plane.
Right,
You feel me? Like,
right.
and it was luckily when I walked in, I seen this one older gentleman sitting in the front with no one by him, and I was like, "Hey, I'm traveling by myself. Can I just sit right here?" And they're like, "Yeah, go ahead." So it was just me and dude, you feel me, with a seat between us, but all the other seats were packed, all back there. Like, oh yeah,
No.
I can't do that.
Yeah, that would make me a little nervous, actually.
I mean, you would think that they wouldn't sell the tickets to where you were doing all that. You feel me?
They were supposed to
Right.
stop that, but now they're letting it kind of, and the shit's getting worse, and now they're kind of letting it come back like that. And I'm like, dude, really? Yeah, motherfuckers. I understand, though, for them, it's all about money.
Yeah,
Honestly, some of this whole COVID shit, this off the radar subject, so fuck it. I'm just going to say it. It's all about money. Fuck that shit. They don't give a fuck about us, real people. I mean, kind of the NFL doesn't too, so I can pull it back into the Raiders shit. I mean, that's kind of what the whole move was about too, right? The whole shit is about money. They could have shut the whole country down at the very beginning for a month, and the shit would have been okay, but they still got essential workers, got to go to work, and whatever. Fuck out of here, man. Be real with that shit. It's all about money. It's same with the NFL move. And so that's what really had us really mad at first, some of us, because we know they're just screwing the little man for money. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean,
let me get off that because I'm.
Well, to kind of take it back to what you were saying earlier about the grieving period or whatnot, or about, I guess we were saying that, but you know, the
Right.
time it took. You know, speaking like you're on the money, I was super offended when they announced they were leaving one day, and then literally the next day, less than 24 hours, I get an email saying, we would like your money for a deposit on Raiders, Vegas season tickets.
She was
And I'm
mad.
like, let that breathe a little bit. You know what I mean?
Basically, they were like, we still need a little bit more money to build the rest of this Coliseum, so let me get some. Nah, yeah, that's
Screw
fucked
you guys,
up.
Oakland fans, but you know
That's
what?
fucked
We're all they're celebrating, and they don't even show. Mark Davis doesn't show any kind of remorse or thank you or gratitude to anything, and then right away, oh, we want your money, and I was just super offended. And honestly, if they were to ask me to buy season tickets right then, and I probably would have missed out. I'll say missed out because we're going to make a huge profit off of this. Because I would have been too upset to actually put my money into it. You know, the fact that it took years, I had a chance to think clearly and go, okay, me protesting or boycotting is not going to keep them here, and I'm going to make a ton of money.
Right. Yeah, them tickets are fucking expensive already. I was looking at them motherfuckers.
That's it. So when we want to go, we go for face value, and when we're not able to go or choose not to go, we're going to make our PSL back in season 1. If season 1 goes according to plan, of course, whenever season 1 is.
Yeah, that's another thing that I'm wondering. Like, even if they do open it up, like, how much fans are they actually gonna be able to put up in there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's everything's gonna be limited. Like, the new normal is gonna be limited.
Right.
I heard there's gonna be a lottery for season ticket holders, and also I heard the first 8 rows aren't going to be available. They're gonna tarp them and advertise. So if you're in the first 8 rows, you're already, who knows what. Everyone else will be in lottery to spread everyone out, and I don't know how that works. Like, they're going to reimburse our ticket, but what about the PSL cost?
Right.
You know? So, we'll see.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, like you said, they couldn't even give you a week or nothing.
No, it was the next
24
day.
Next
hours.
morning, yeah.
Yeah.
I got the email. I think I was, like, tweeting, like, angry Twitter thumb.
I remember mine because I replied to them and cussed them the fuck out. I really did, and I'll fucking email me with this shit. Fuck you. That was my email back to them.
Yeah.
I probably got a lot of that.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
But now,
understandable.
years or whatever, it's like, alright, I understand, I'm still upset, but I understand and whatever, okay, fine.
I understand. I get it also. I just don't appreciate how their organization handled it. Right.
Yeah.
And with that, I don't appreciate how Libby, the mayor, handled it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they weren't even trying to.
No.
They weren't even
No.
trying to
She's
keep them
not.
here.
She
She didn't give a
was not.
fuck about
I mean, it's
No.
art, boo-hoo for us. We're sad they're gone. But what about the city? What about, all the revenue that could have came here?
Facts.
That's also has hit home with me. It's like, this is my town. This is...
Yeah, a lot of our friends are like going to be unemployed because of it. Well, not
Oh,
unemployed,
yeah,
but
I
you know
had a few
what I mean.
cousins who
Like,
worked there.
lose that opportunity for employment.
It brought, and plus it brought a lot of different people who normally wouldn't fuck with each other together.
A
You know what I'm
lot,
saying?
yeah.
A lot of
that's
different
part of the whole Raider
areas.
Nation is actually
That-
that.
exactly.
Yeah, a lot of motherfuckers who wouldn't really fuck with each other got to be cool with each other and be like, oh, them motherfuckers actually kind of cool.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's huge.
So it may drive the Bay Area people apart.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Then nothing
That's true. And then I want to go back talking about you. We were talking about how you were alive when the Raiders went to L.A.
Yeah.
How old were you when they went out there?
Okay, so when they went to LA was 82 and I was 8 years old. So I mean, honestly, let's be honest. I mean, I grew up a Raider fan, but you don't really know until you're around about 8 to 10, right? Then you start knowing shit. But my grandmother was a Raider fan. She got Raider cups all through her. It was Oakland, obviously, stuff. And my mom and my uncles, They were Raider fans. Obviously, I'm from the Bay Area, so I got some family who's Niner fans. That's a whole different whatever. We're not worried about them right now.
This ain't their segment right now.
Yeah, we ain't talking about that right now. So it was like we grew up just Raiders. Like that's and at first, because all I saw was Oakland. I want to say, when you're that young too, you kind of think, oh, they're Oakland Raiders. That's all you knew. And then you get a little older, you start getting into like high school. They're still in LA, and then you start really kind of figuring shit out, or even junior high, whatever. 13-ish, something like that. And you're like, oh, they're in LA. Oh, they used to. And then you start figuring it out. But that's your team because you were raised knowing that. And we don't just, that ain't, that's not how I was raised.
Right.
Like, that's it. That's what we do. We're good to go. And so we're rooting. I mean, the LA years, there was some really, obviously the first year they went there, well, that was the strike shortened year, so that don't count, 83. But then 84, they won the Super Bowl. And so then I'm 10, I'm like, man, I'm good. We're like, Raiders. And then I didn't really understand the difference between Oakland and LA, kind of necessarily. So the Raiders won, it's all good. And then they were pretty good for a few years. I mean, Marcus Allen years, to me, the greatest running back in Raider history was pretty much all LA. I mean, a lot of the really, really my favorite Raiders ever were LA because that was my time. Right. So it was like the Howie Longs, I mean, Tim Brown was Oakland, but he's one of the few that was both Oakland and LA. Right. He was his young years in LA. And but then there was a lot of, I mean, there was like Swervin' Mervin Fernandez or just so many great Raiders that were LA Raiders, and we grew up on that, so you had to appreciate the whole, and they were decent. The last few years they were kind of shitty in LA, then they came back, and then it was rough.
I was just going to say, the second round of being Oakland Raiders, they didn't really have a lot of those Hall of Fame notable caliber players.
Right.
They all kind of came and went.
That was honestly, some of that too was, I hate to say it because Al Davis, we love you with all our heart, but Al was getting old and he was really starting to, Al changed the game. When he first in Oakland and even in LA, he done changed the game. I mean, speed kills, all that shit. Al Davis done, he changed. But everyone gets older, and so by then he was getting older and stuff. So it is what it is. It's too bad that you got to get old. But that's what happened to Al, and that was when they came back. And at first, when he was still kind of there, they were. We had the 02 year, the Super Bowl year, the year we got cheated with the fucking tuck roll. Fuck you, motherfucking refs. That shit. We had a couple good years, but then that's when that was like he was still, but then he started get. I've had parents and my grandma, rest her soul. But when she started the Alzheimer's and all that stuff, it gets bad, and Al didn't have that, but you could see him deteriorate, but he was still the man, so they couldn't do nothing about it. And then you put in bitch-ass Mark Davis, and I'm going to just call it how it is, and he don't know shit about shit, and he's just gonna, whatever. He's the son, so he got it, and fuck that motherfucker, though. I'm just real, whatever.
You're speaking
a lot
real
of
shit.
Fan bases out there who feel the exact same way about their motherfucking owner, because most of the owners have died off, so there's family or whatever, and they're fucking pampered ass motherfucking fuckers who don't know shit about shit and just got a team and. I'm sorry.
It's all good. No, you good. We like that. We need to hear all that. You feel me? But all right, so then when they came back, how'd that feel for you? As
when they came back, that shit was fucking incredible. I was fucking 21 years old, and so a little bit about me. I grew up poor. I grew up in Richmond. I grew up broke. I grew up on welfare. I didn't have money like that. But some of my family who were Raider fan people had a little more money than us. I remember when they first came back, my mom's cousin, but it's my cousin, Andy. I mean, her children are like best friends of mine. Those are my first cousins. She had bought 4 PSLs. Because when they first came back, there were PSLs. I don't know if people remember that. It was PSLs in Oakland when they first came back.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so, right, so...
Yeah, they stopped... When did they stop that?
They stopped that shit in 2002 or 2003. Okay. And that's when the first year I bought Raider season tickets. And I had them ever since. It wasn't 02. It wasn't the Super Bowl year. It wasn't 02 because that year I had bought. You could buy season. I didn't have playoff rights, but I had the season. That season I had season for just the season. But then the year after that, they gave the thing where you could buy season tickets without a PSL and still have playoff rights. That was the first year I bought them. But by then it was, a lot of years later, and so we had a little more money. By then you're older and stuff. But when they first came back and I was young, we had no money. We grew up on what, but they did. And my cousin and she knew I grew up a Raider fan, and they had 4 in every other game. Her husband, who wasn't even a Raider fan, her ex-husband, because he fuck him too, Mike. Mike Smith.
It's an interview or therapy session.
but he wouldn't go. I mean, not just because he's a Raider. He wasn't a Raider fan. Was he? There was other reasons. But so she would call me and pick me, and that's when I first learned. The first time I was 21 years old, I didn't know nothing. And when you're 20, 21. You going out, you partying on, you don't know. And so she called, she was like, you want to go to the Raider game tomorrow? Hell yeah. Really? Okay, cool. All right, we'll be there at 6 in the morning to pick you up. And I was like, okay, I remember I called my cousin Mike, like, are y'all really picking me up at 6, cuz? He was like, yeah, cuz, we good. We finna get some breakfast on the way, and we gonna be out there partying and drinking all day. All right, cool. I'll see y'all at 6 then. And so it was that. I mean, that was a perfect time for them to come back for me.
Right.
But I mean, and it was crazy because originally I kind of thought they were always Oakland, even though they were when I was really, really young. And then for the first few years in LA, I still thought Oakland because that's all I saw, Oakland stuff around the house. Right. And I was young. I wasn't super young, but I was young enough to not put it all together. But then I'm not changing when I do put it all together. I don't care. They're still in California. They're still close. They're still West Coast. Because then also, like high school, there was a lot of that. For me, it might be different for y'all. Right. But it was a lot of that West Coast, East Coast, and we repping West Coast. So we still repping West Coast. We still, whoa. Go ahead. Enjoying yourself. But then, obviously, when I got older, I love the East Coast, love y'all, and there's a ton of East Coast Raider fans who are incredible people, and they're really real die-hard-ass Raider fans. Because Al Davis is from the East Coast. He was born in Brockton, Massachusetts, which is where my wife's dad lived, and then he was all through, like, New York. So a bunch of New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts people are Raider fans, and people don't even know how deep they are back there. Right. And that's why we're really the real, we're the real Raider Nation because we're everywhere.
You can go anywhere and find motherfuckers.
Anywhere.
So do y'all remember when they came back? Like,
I remember Oakland Raiders being here growing up. Right. And when they left, it was like, okay, you're still a Raider fan, but they're LA Raiders.
It wasn't such a harsh of a blow as this one was.
They're still in California. Right. They were still in that California team.
Right.
So I think when they came back, everybody was still on board. They were still, the Raiders fans. So not only did you not just have your regular Bay Area Raiders fans, you have now LA, which everybody starts to become the nation. Right. But I remember when they left, it was business. Then, once again, you're younger and you think, okay, that's what they do. This is what happens. They leave and then they come back. this time they're not coming back. But that's what, we
That's
thought.
the fucked up part.
Yeah.
We all know that too.
I
It's
just
like,
realized it, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, they just built that fucking expensive ass stadium. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like, they're bringing, Vegas already has so much money, and now this is just gonna bring that much more. You feel me?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That fan base. I don't know if we talked about this already, but the 3 different fans, we already talked about that. Huh?
Well,
No,
detail
no,
no.
not
So you
really.
have your Bay Area fans that have always been a Raider fan, and then when they moved to LA, new up and coming Raider fans, they became part of the family. And then I think that's when the whole rapper started talking and singing about the Raiders, and everybody started getting on board from all over the states, from what I remember, and that's when they became the nation.
Right.
Because back and forth, you're not gonna go 49er just because they left, right?
From the Bay to LA.
Yeah,
Hell
you're-
nah.
no,
Hell,
you're
and
just-
a couple people hit me up about that shit too. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you might as well be a Niner fan. Like,
No.
No.
I was like, you might as well slap yourself. Shit,
Yeah,
what the fuck you talking about?
no.
I'd say a little worse than that.
Nah, yeah,
Yeah.
for
You
sure.
might as
Nah,
well start sucking.
nah, they was family. They was family.
Nah,
So they was family. So I had to keep it cool. You feel me? But I was just
Yeah,
like,
the homies.
nah, yeah. But that's why I was just like, once a Raider fan, always a Raider fan. You feel me? I ain't switching up.
Nah.
Yeah,
But
I
it's-
think that's where the bond then happened with LA started coming up.
Yeah.
Right.
I see a
LA.
problem though. I do see problems with, and hopefully that Raider Nation fan base, the 3 different fan bases can squash it, but I definitely see issues with Oakland and mostly Oakland and Vegas and then a little bit LA.
Facts.
But they're, the fan bases butt heads. I think each city thinks they belong to them, or everyone knows that each person has a preference to a city as well. I mean, there are some people that are just like Raiders fans, I don't care where they play, which, I don't know that I can fully say that, to be honest. Like, I'm keeping it real. Like, Vegas is cool. Like, it's close, it's West Coast, like he's saying, but if they were gonna be like the San Antonio Raiders, I'm not going to San Antonio.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? Like,
Any farther, it's like, come on, bud.
That's too. That's.
I mean, y'all remember I'm a Raider. The Bay to LA to Las Vegas. That's like.
Bruh, how the fuck did they know that shit?
Yeah,
Right, that's like 10 years ago.
The Loonies did that
but
shit.
That was kind of,
Yeah.
but that's kind of poetic now. It's kind of.
So
Like-
that's going to keep us together. Just a
You
little,
could-
yeah.
That song is gonna be playing at the Raider games now. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that shit is like they've seen that shit coming. So now my next question to you guys is, because I know personally I'm not wearing no Las Vegas Raiders
Oh,
shit.
Never.
never,
All right, cool.
never.
All right, cool.
Never.
Now that we got that off the table.
I don't even like saying it.
Nah, it don't even feel right. Even when you read it,
I
like,
think I had to type it the other day for some reason. I was like,
take these fucking keys off my board.
Yeah, like sometimes I go to say it and I'm like, no.
I actually went online to find anything I can that says Oakland Raiders.
Right.
It's limited.
Yeah.
Limited,
Yeah, and you don't see that. So
My dad actually gave me all his Raider memorabilia and shit because he was like, and then he thought I was talking shit after because I went online like, oh, my dad gave me all his Raider shit. Anybody else who feels like this, let me know. I can pick it up. You feel me? He was like, oh, I seen you talking shit. Like, nah, I'm just being honest. Whoever wants to give their shit away,
Yeah,
don't
for
throw it
real,
away.
for
Don't
real.
burn
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Give it to me.
We come up on
Right.
some stuff.
Yeah.
We have one family member, and he's like, I'm over it. He put all his stuff in a trash bag. He threw it on his front lawn. I'm like, no.
Take
I got dibs.
Hell yeah.
He's all take it.
And then I was like, maybe he was just bluffing. Like, are you? Nah, forget it. Too late.
No take backs.
Yeah, right.
But to expand on that a little more, like, we've gotten in a few altercations already with people disrespecting us for representing Oakland.
Yeah.
And we're at the Oakland Coliseum watching a game, and
Right.
this dude in particular was like wearing an Oakland Raider jacket, and he was like, "Hey, Las Vegas, yeah," just running his face.
F Oakland, you guys suck.
And this was the last season?
Last game.
Last
game.
And he's all telling us your Coliseum sucks, and I'm like, you do have an Oakland jacket. It's the best Oakland.
I wish you would have took a picture of him and we could throw it up because he's
For
a
sure.
bitch.
We
You don't
popped
never
up right
talk
in
to
the
a
corner.
woman like that for one.
Oh,
Fact.
He just said some shit like that to one of us. He'd have got knocked the fuck out.
He wouldn't have
And
made it. He
stomped
wouldn't have made it out the Coliseum for
Right?
sure.
No. But he wanted to talk to a woman because
But
And
he
you
was,
should have slapped the shit out that motherfucker.
Hell yeah, because you know you would have an army of motherfuckers behind you already.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Somebody said we said something, but I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
I
I don't
Somebody
know.
said it was.
I mean, I heard about
something,
it, but I wasn't there. You know.
Right.
Yeah, shit.
Let me tell
You
you.
wasn't around our shit. Cause you was around our tailgate,
Yeah.
you got knocked the fuck out.
Man.
Yeah.
So that moving forward, you know, that all needs to end. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know,
And
if we want to wear our Oakland stuff, we should be able to. You wear your Vegas stuff.
Yeah,
Whoever wears
right,
their LA
right.
stuff.
And
You know,
and then they have their
it is.
No,
Right.
it's
No, it's
like that,
to
like
each his
that
own.
feeling